Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, Junior. This week is just zooming on by. Nika here with your daily neuro nugget. And honestly, it's very cold in Chicago. It's supposed to snow about a foot or so. So I'm going to go get some groceries and just stock up because better safe than sorry, I think. And as promised, we are going to review. Man, that is. Yeah, the United States Department of Justice, FBI receipt for property. So this is dated 12/30/2022. Sometimes ADHD people, as myself, we sometimes do this thing where we jump from fact to fact and our brains assume that you can read our minds or that you can properly fill in the blank. So before we get started, I wanted to clarify yesterday's video because I realized after I uploaded that I had mentioned that December 7th, 2022 was when we had Kohberger's name. We did not directly have his name, but December 7th, 2022, Eric Gower, the private driver, had done an interview already with several news sources, and they are linked to previous Eric Gower videos that I have made. So you guys can read through those interviews. Eric gave the police department the information, the fact that he had seen a white Elantra outside of Kohberger's vehicle. He also stated that he lived 1,200 feet away from Kohberger. Sketchy? I understand that WSU had also mentioned Kohberger, I believe in November. But December 7th, Eric Gower was aware of Kohberger. December 7th, Moscow PD came out and said that they knew about the white Elantra, meaning Moscow PD already was aware about Kohberger. They had already tracked the vehicle to Kohberger. So they didn't come out and directly tell us his name. That was much later. But they already knew about him. So why wait until end of December? I think it's sketchy. And something to keep in mind. Remember, these are just my theories, my speculations. You have to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Also, water. There are a total of 63 items that were found at this property. This is a property where he was arrested, which was his parents' home in Pennsylvania. Again, I think it's essential that we review all of the items because it's been over a year and things have gotten skewed in several news sources. And as usual, I want your input. You guys need to let me know. Do you think this is sketchy that they found this stuff? Or is it something that you would find in a regular home? Description of item number 1. I am going to go very quickly, by the way, because again, it's several items. I will try to attach this legal document in the description. That way you can go verify everything that they found on your own. Number 1, knife. 2, book with underlining on page 118. Number 3, AT&T bill. So far, so good, right? So far, normal. Number 4, a Glock 22. Okay. Number 5, pocket knife. 6, vehicle paperwork. 7, laptop. 8, green leafy substance. Oregano or legal goodies. Number 9, documents. Number 10, green leafy substance in plastic bag. Is it possible that he smokes the green stuff? I think it's possible, especially if it's legal. We know, well, it's legal in most places now, isn't it? It's legal here in Illinois. Is it legal where you guys live? It's legal in Idaho, isn't it? Let me know, is it legal in Pennsylvania? Number 11, white paper with passwords. 12, power cable. 13, cell phone. 14, 3 empty magazines. 15, books. 16, face mask. 17, prescription. 18, gloves. 19, black mask. 20, personal documents. 21, New Balance shoes. Ooh, New Balance. Those are fancy. 22, jackets. 22B, C, D, jackets. It says dark color jackets. 23A, 23B, 23C are dark colored shirts. 24A and B, dark colored pants. 25, clear plastic bags. 26 and 27 are extremely difficult to read. So let me know when you go verify this stuff. Can you make out what this says? Because again, why are they having people with the worst possible handwriting write legal documents? I believe they both say laptop, but I am not sure. That's horrible. It's difficult to understand. I see one Asus, I think, lube top, but I'm gonna assume it's laptop with damage. 28, record of sale of the Glock. 29, item photographed. 30, note in desk. 31, criminal psychology book. And that is, for some reason, one of the items that a lot of people focus on. And again, similar to book 2, I thought it was weird that they mentioned, or item 2 that they mentioned, book with underlining on page 118. And I could almost see him going through his books for school and underlining something, and the average person who doesn't study psychology or criminal psychology saying, that is so creepy. Let's point out that he underlined this creepy phrase, right? Because they seem to do that with Brian a lot, similar to his study that he put on Reddit, I believe. People are saying it's because he wanted to do his own studies. He wanted to understand his own sick mind. And it's actually very common for these students to have similar surveys. So I'm just wondering, the fact that they mentioned that second item with the underlining and then this item 31, criminal psychology book, interesting. I also think it's interesting that all his shirts, his jackets, his pants, they annotated as dark colored. Is that a way to make us think? And again, plant information in our minds, say, well, per Dylan's statement, the crime committer was clad in black. Is that why they're adding here dark colored instead of maybe saying blue or black or whatever? Why wouldn't they specify the actual color? Just dark. Number 32, documents and a notebook of DeSalles University. Okay, navy fleece, 34. A man's hand drawing, 35. ID cards inside glove, inside box. What is that? Is that ID or is that 10? And does that say inside glove, inside box? I don't know. It's very difficult to read. But to me it looks like ID cards inside glove, inside box. 36. Various criminology books and notes. Okay, normal. He's criminology, psychology student. 37. Dark color hat. 38. Black gloves. 39. Samsung solid something drive. I have no idea what that says. 40. Black box. Samsung something in box. I'm assuming probably parts of the, like a computer drive. 41. Black glove. 1 black knit hat. 42. Dark green. Why do they specify the color in this one? Why are they saying dark green? But everything else just says dark color. Black long sleeve shirt. Black sweatshirt. Gray jacket. Black pants. 1 pair of black jeans. 2 pairs black jeans. That's odd, no? The fact that they're going dark, black, green, but the rest are just labeled as dark colored. 43. 2 black long sleeve shirts. 2 black pants, 1 gray jacket, 1 gray knit hat, 1 black glove. 44. Motherboard. 45. Washington State University paperwork. 46. A note from Brian from Montana. 47. Craftsman shop something. Val. 48. Medical documents. 49. Court documents. 50. Note to dad from Brian. 51. Maroon colored spiral notebook. 42. Dark colored clothes. 52. Dark colored clothes. 53. Computer. 54. Lenovo laptop. 55. Sergeant medallion. Desk hip, and then a bunch of numbers. Sergeant, tangent, medallion. What is that? If I was the person receiving this paperwork, I'm sorry, but I would go and have them do it all over again. This is unacceptable, in my opinion. If I have to sit here and try to decipher your crap writing, I'm not gonna do it. 56. Dark clothes and laundry basket. 57. A knife with a leather sheath. Tailor knife with a leather sheath. 58. Swab 1. 59. Swab 2. 60. Swab 3. 61. Swab 4. Those are probably the 4 buccal swabs. 62. 2 pair of dark colored boots. 63. 1 pair of brown boots. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't seem that that's actually a lot of items. I feel like it's mostly clothing. Is there anything in these documents that sticks out to you? Of course, the Glock. Of course, the tailor knife and sheath is what most people would probably look at. But I don't think that's out of place. I have several Glocks, maybe. I have several knives. I have several pocket knives. The gloves are, again, COVID, right? And if you live in an area where you're required to separate the trash, the only thing that really stands out to me is the fact that whoever wrote this information has trash writing, but also the fact that they, for some reason, labeled a lot of the items as dark colored, but then the other half of the items, they actually specified black or gray or navy blue. Why did they do that? Or dark green? Is it because the shirts were maybe just so dull from the color that they had to do that? Or is it because they're trying to let us know that this person was clad in black, in dark clothing, dark, dark, dark. You see dark, dark, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times in a row, dark, dark, dark. I think that's also a subconscious way to paint a picture of someone. Because a lot of people, when they see dark colored clothes, their mind is going to jump to conclusions. And you know what they're going to do? He sure has a lot of dark clothing. And my closet is also full of dark clothing. I am trying to get out of my black routine because it's my go-to color. I have so many black pants, black jeans, black blouses, cardigans, everything. It's a beautiful color and I love how it looks on me. But I wore this shirt for you guys. It's like my 70s super duper hippie shirt. Can you guys see it? It's got all these flowers and stuff because color does and can change our perception of people and how we view them, especially in a case such as the IDAHO4, where the statement written by Brett Payne specifically mentioned that somebody was clad in black. I don't see anything else. There are the 4 swabs that, he gave to the FBI on 12/30/2022. But wouldn't you think that they would have found something else? I see his IDs. I don't see victims' IDs. I don't see all this crazy, creepy stuff that people are talking about in several news channels. Where is the evidence? Is this guy so good at committing crimes that he just left nothing there, nothing in the vehicle, nothing in the Pullman apartment? Now we're covering the parents' home. Nothing out of place there either. Nothing weird in his storage unit. They cannot make us believe both. They cannot make us accept the fact that Brian Christopher Kohberger is a mastermind who has left minimal evidence behind. And that this mastermind happened to drive his own vehicle to the crime scene and brought his own cell phone to the crime scene. We have to question those things because those things also don't make sense. Is he stupid or is he smart? And some people say, well, smart people make mistakes too. From what I have read on these types of crimes, people don't go from being a student in criminology, having minimal record of criminal activity, minor activity for Brian, to unaliving 4 people. That rarely happens. And not only that, but unaliving 4 people and leaving basically no evidence. The most common is people start unaliving 1 person, and then maybe they jump to another person, and then maybe they up their activity to 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. And the science also shows that the cooling off period between crimes where people are unalived tends to shorten. That means that, for example, from the first crime to the second crime, some may go like a decade doing nothing. Then the urge to unalive someone comes up again, and now it's 5 years, and then it's every year, and then it's every few months, and then they start doing risky things like unaliving people in their hometown instead of having to go to out of state or out of the country. Eric Goer, the private driver, from the research that I have done, has or had a father who lived very close to the Delphi crime. There's also an address where a similar crime took place in, was it Oregon or Washington? I'll have to go over that information. Is it possible that Eric Goer is involved in all of these very similar crimes where he happens to have or have had family members live? Is it possible that his life was getting so freaking stressful with a pregnant wife that he lost his cool, that this urge came up again, and his past criminal activity escalated, where now he couldn't plan a trip to Delphi, Indiana, or one of the Western states? Is it possible that he just lost it, lost control, lost his mind, and said, screw it, Moscow, Idaho it is. This is what we're going to do. This is where we're going to do it now. Is it possible that he called his PD friends for help to cover? Moscow PD has a horrible track record. Something to think about. I find it very strange that Eric's father lived very close to both of the crimes. There are 2 separate addresses listed, and I've covered this before in the other Eric Goer videos, so go check those out if you haven't. But I could see somebody who's committed crimes in the past, I could see them using, I'm gonna go visit my father, as an excuse to go commit a crime. From my understanding, Eric did not have his father around him when he was growing up. Last time I covered this, a lot of females got very sensitive. They said, how dare you? But the science shows that men who don't have stable, healthy father figures are more likely to commit those types of crimes, especially in adulthood. I just think the fact that Eric saw 2 out of the 4 victims alive, was the last person to see them, took a week off of work. Was it to heal wounds? And then gave interviews saying that Kohberger was creeping his wife out, that he lived 1,200 feet away. 1,200 feet away from Kohberger. That is too freaking close. Is it possible that maybe he went into Kohberger's trash to retrieve that sheath? Is it possible he went to Kohberger's apartment to retrieve that DNA? He reported the car. WSU supposedly tracked the car November 29th, I believe. But also, Eric, don't forget to look into people who blend in. It's very tempting to look at the oddball, to look at the outsider, to look at the weirdo. Very tempting. Especially if they study criminal psychology. Ooh. There's this myth that people who study mental health do so because they want to study themselves. I've gotten that a lot. When I was getting my master's in psychology, people were like, you're doing it because you want to understand yourself. You're broken. No ma'am, no sir, I am complete. So, look at the people who blend in. Look at the people who took a time off of work. Look at the people who have contradicted themselves over and over again in interviews and now have people saying, it wasn't him who gave the interviews, Nika. It was probably JLR. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. Why did he have to take a week off of work? He was so shocked, and then he says he didn't know about the crime, and then he did know, and then he called police, but it was a week after. Too many strange things going on there. Too close to PD, Moscow PD, for my liking. He's too close to them. I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying he's a person that people have almost never mentioned. Look in all directions. So that's it for today. I'm going to be reviewing a similar receipt tomorrow for you guys. Somebody said there's another one out there, but supposedly it lists shovels. I'm going to look for it, but if I don't find it, and if you guys want to share with me, send it to that email. And let me know if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. Share this video with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Because I have a gut feeling, that may be wrong of course, that we are just looking at the wrong person. And we want to look at the right person. And I have a feeling that if we're looking at the wrong person, it's just a matter of time before the true unaliver snaps again. He is not just going to stop. Cooling off period will shorten, and it's just a matter of time. So he's going to cave. I'm going to be keeping an eye out on Eric and seeing if he takes vacations, where he goes, and the crimes around that area, as well as other people. The spotlight is on everybody right now, including Eric. I don't want to go to my second job today. I'm tired. Groceries, second job, Friday. You guys take care and have a good night.